everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's chat show. Sorry I was a little bit late. I was checking something. I hope I hope all is well. Sorry. I heard from Dorothy Tyndall, and she's safe. She's home, and I'm very happy on that. That was a terrible storm. I was watching the storm. See the storm.net. Vince Watley, he's a storm chaser, and he was showing a live video of the devastation there, and it's a mess. So they got a big cleanup to do. Hi, Nancy. So anyway, today on my chat, I'm going to be discussing, which is my pet peeves, and probably your pet peeve too, regarding the insurance companies. There should be in place a federal mandate and federal standards, really tough standards on insurance companies, to prevent them from copping out when paying premiums when you have natural disasters like this. There's always going to be natural disasters, and there's no way of stopping it. The only way we could to minimize it is to make sure we have proper shelter and proper things. In other words, make it affordable for everybody to build their homes so they could be hurricane tough and possibly tornado tough, okay? And if they can't, just make it so it's easy for them to rebuild. Standards need to be for accountability. Like right now in Florida, I can't understand the government of Florida. I really can't. They go, oh, well, that's the way it is. Well, it shouldn't have to be the way it is. You have to be, if you're going to be in business for insurance, then you need to protect your customers. You need to pay out their premiums to them so they can rebuild and can remain as your customers. You cannot price gouge. You should not be price gouging, okay? That's number one. The greed's got to stop. Number two. Number three, there should be no more cop-outs. In other words, avoiding paying the premiums. Here in Washington State, they don't allow cop-outs. They're required to pay the premiums on the damage done during when we have severe storms, okay? Like earthquakes, like high windstorms, which we do get occasionally, and they have to pay on it. And winter storms, ice storms that we sometimes get, they have to pay the premium on those. If they don't, then the state will turn around and force them to pay the premiums and force that insurance company to leave the state and not be allowed to do business in here again. Because they know fully well if the next disaster happens and that insurance company does the same cop-out, they're going to keep doing it. So they need to learn their lesson. And this should be nationwide. It really should. There should be a blanket, strong standards on insurance companies when it comes to disasters. Because the country experiences, well, sometimes we experience volcanoes, but it happens, but it's rare. Volcanoes, flash flooding, tornadoes, high windstorms or tropical windstorms, hurricanes, and earthquakes. Well, if the insurance company's not going to pay out, then what's the point of them being in business? That's my pet peeve. And then my attitude with them is, then you shouldn't be in business. The greed's got to stop. The cop-out's got to stop. And that's why I call copping out when they refuse to pay the premiums. That's why I call it. Okay. Um, and if they don't like hearing this, yeah, it could strike anywhere. You know, like in Wisconsin, you guys get, during tornado season, you get tornadoes to hit, or straight line winds. Um, Up here, we get an occasional real nasty windstorm, and sometimes we get a real nasty electrical storm. And I remember back in 1976, we had an electrical storm roll through here, and we were very close to having ideal conditions for a tornado. Uh, Luckily, it didn't happen, but the conditions were almost perfect for it. Now, except for 1992, we had an electrical storm, and yes, we had tornado conditions. And one tornado did touch down in southwest Washington here, um, and the one did touch down near Gig Harbor. Uh, in fact, it went along the freeway, Highway 16, like going toward Purdy and some of the towns up north, and did do some damage, and did one damage to a guy's house. His roof, everything was gone. Everything was ripped off. And he was afraid the insurance company was not going to do its job, pay him the premium to repair the house and everything. Well, the insurance company was going to cop out, but the insurance commissioner says, no, you're going to pay the premium. If you don't, we will impose penalties on you until you do. Well, the insurance company paid for the premium, and everything's kosher. Insurance companies here know full well they cannot run roughshod over people, because they got in trouble so many times over this. And people finally, in demand, decided to push the issue and get strong regulations in. Insurance companies don't like it. Well, that's just tough. They want to be in the insurance business. They have to follow the rules just like everybody else. Now, the other thing too, the insurance companies do on cop out, they do stay in business, or still does business in the state. Then they foot drag on paying the premiums. Well, that's got to stop. They say, oh, we'll pay the premiums, we'll be out of business. That's a bunch of bull crock. That is a bunch of bull crock. You pay the premiums, you still make money. You still be bringing in, people be paying the insurance every month. And you just pay out the premiums to the people on the house, and you have a good and fair insurance adjuster, not one to screw over the homeowner. You don't want to do that. Your customers are your bread and butter. Okay? They rely on you for your help. So, but Florida needs to rise up and say enough's enough. And they need to change governments. They need to get rid of DeSantis. They should have a new governor that is for the people, works for the people, and the Florida government works for the people. And this should be everywhere. And more people are sick and tired of politicians that try to roughshod over people. Well, you know who they are, the MAGAs, okay? The MAGAs need to be kicked out. And I think there should be a vetting system in place when somebody wants to serve the community by representing them, whether it's local, state, or federal. There should be a vetting process in place to make sure there's no hanky-panky going on, if you will. Um, so that's one of my pet peeves on this. As far as Hurricane Helene, she really did a number on the Big Bend coast there in Florida. Um, Nancy, I heard from Dorothy, and she still does not have cable. Okay, so she can only post through her cell tower of what's going on for right now, but she does not have cable, and so it makes it kind of tough for her right now. There's still a number of places without power down there, and they're in the process of restoring that power. Remember the homes, especially along Horseshoe Beach. Vince Watley, the storm chaser, had a camera up there, and it showed the devastation of what the storm did. Um, he tried keeping it up so we could see it live when it comes in, but when they lost the power or it got knocked screwy and everything else, number of homes that were lost right along Horseshoe Bay. Some had light damage, some had very heavy damage. Um, and of course, when they were used the house for Airbnb, so they can see the storm come in. The owner was a fan of Vince Watley, the owner of that home there. And he said, sure, you could put a camera up there on the post and secure it and everything. And just in exchange, when the storm's over, please report back to me the damage, if any, to the house. He goes, okay, sure. So when they got back, there was some underlying damage underneath. Um, Otherwise, the house is fine. It sat on steel posts and pillars, so it was pretty well bolted down. Uh, some of the roofing got some damage there, but a lot of cases, the homeowners, neighbors were not so lucky. One double wide home was yanked off its pillars, torn off its pillars. It was that flying. Um, that's why I don't like double wide mobile homes all that well. I prefer the old stick and stick and board houses more than anything. Um, so anyway, um, my prayers and hope that they get the help they need, the people of Florida. The storm is still hitting Georgia and it's heading toward the Tennessee Valley, which I'm going, oh crap. Um, so hope all is not too bad there and hope the storm goes away more than anything. But there has been a lot of reports of tornadoes going on. There were a couple of water spouts that formed too in the bay, in the bay area of the storm, and so people were tracking that. So anyway, um, other than that, oh, and I don't know if any of you saw this. John Bredoville, he posted a short video, and thanking everybody after the loss of his wife, Marcia. Uh, and John, we love you. Take your time as long as you need to. Uh, you know, talk to your sons. Do whatever you can, and maybe have your sons' girlfriends or wives or girlfriends to be your political advisor. Because many cases they discuss a lot of things. And so, anyway, I hope to see him soon. Now, next Tuesday is Is it next Tuesday? Um, I think it is. You could correct me on this, Nancy. The vice presidential debate will happen. Um, Let me see. Call up my calendar. Hold on a second. Calendar. Where are you, calendar? Uh, yeah, it's next Tuesday. I think it's on October 1st. Is the debate. Yeah, okay. Thank you for double checking, Nancy. Um, yeah, it's debate. So I'm going to be watching that, and I may do a special on that on Wednesday. I might do a quick uh, live video of that discussing what's happened, what went on. I'm sure Governor Walz is going to run roughshod over Vance, and he's probably gonna put him in his place. He really is. Um, and I'm glad to see the courts are really putting Trump in his place and say, no, you're gonna be no more appeals. You're gonna be sentenced. So it'll be a couple of months after. I think it's a week after the. Yeah, it's a week after the elections that Trump will be sentenced, and it's on November 25th, and he might find him spending Thanksgiving in jail. So, we need to hold people like him accountable. And the MAGAs need to stop harassing people and hurting people and everything else because they're going to find themselves in the pokey too. So, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I need to go get some lunch. And, one other thing. Before I sign off, I saw my cardiologist yesterday. I'm doing good. My heart's doing good. My blood pressure's doing good. He has knocked one drug out. I don't have to take anymore, but I still have to be on blood thinner. Um, and also to prevent any more AFibs episodes. He said if it happens again, AFib episode happens again, then he wants to know it. Some people get it once in a lifetime. As they get older, yeah, it is good news. So I won't be seeing him until next year, until next March. Um, and then, of course, I still have to go in my periodic check to see where my IR is on my blood thinner levels to make sure everything's working okay. Um, he saw the last one before I left the hospital. He said it was working. It was doing what it was supposed to do. So, other than that, that's great. And, and I'm working on other things. So, okay, I will talk to you later. Have a good weekend. I'm sending my love to everybody, and just keep an eye to the sky. You never know what Mother Nature's going to pull. Um, and I got my hearing aid tubes replaced so I can hear better. Um, and they changed the format. My audiologist changed the format on that. The hearing aid tubes are free. The cleaning the hearing aid tubes is free. So I didn't have to pay a red cent. So, anyway, I will see you later. Love you all. And feel free to watch on my YouTube channel, the same name, Ginger's Chat Show. I need more subscribers. because I want eventually want to go live over there. So far, Facebook has been behaving itself. But every time they do an update or change their algorithms or whatever, it kind of messes things up. So they need to do a little bit better testing, if you will, before they uh, do any changes or after they do the changes. They need to check everything. So anyway, I will talk to you later. Love you all and have a good weekend, okay? Bye-bye.